Hey everyone, it's Aaliyah with Beyond the Frame, YouTube's #1 resource for everything behind the scenes of your favorite films, TV shows, and anime, and today we are talking about the most watched show on Netflix, Squid Game, specifically everything you need to know about Season 3. In this video, I'll be discussing some fascinating theories about future games, shocking leaks from the new season, fan favorites like Player 333 and 222, as well as the release date and some Season 3 details from the director of Squid Game. But before I go any further, please know this video does contain spoilers, so proceed at your own risk. And with that being said, let's dive into Season 3 of Squid Game.
이번에 몇 명이나 부를 것 같냐?
2명.
왜요?
남은 사람 수가 126명. 여기 방은 50개. 먼저 들어가는 사람들만 살라는 거죠.
2명!
형님 가요! 가요!
Season 2 ends with our main character Gi-hun watching his best friend be shot by the front man who's been participating in the game as player 1 unbeknownst to Gi-hun. This is a devastating moment not only for Gi-hun but also for us. We feel his deep loss of hope for not only being unable to end the game in that episode but also for not being able to save everyone like he hoped, especially his best friend. The director of Squid Game provided some insight into how this will impact Gi-hun in Season 3. He said Gi-hun will be dealing with a sense of huge guilt and failure. The question will be, how is Gi-hun gonna carry on his mission? The director went on further to say Season 3's story will continue with the theme of Gi-hun having lost everything, with all his attempts having failed thus far. Gi-hun will not be the same man he was from Season 2. Now, when I read that, I couldn't help but reflect on the character shift Gi-hun made from Season 1 to Season 2. So if it's anything like that, we are in for a very intense ride. And from what the director said about Season 3, intense is the correct word. He said every episode in Season 3 will be better and better, giving us a more expanded story that's definitely sure to be entertaining. And many articles have come out saying Season 3 is expected to delve deeper into the dark foundations of the competition with higher stakes and even more intense psychological battles. So with so much news around Squid Game Season 3, I'm sure you've probably heard about the release date leaking. Netflix released a teaser of Season 3 which unknowingly contained the specific date for Season 3. And if this release date is true, then we can expect the show to drop on Friday, June 27th. Whether this was a PR stunt or not, I'm just grateful we get to see it so soon. There are a few reasons for the quick turnaround. The director envisioned Season 2 and 3 as a single series, but as he was writing it, he realized it was too long and decided to divide it into 2 parts. This meant production for both seasons was able to happen at once. The other reason that's being speculated about the fast timeline is because of Netflix's tendency to split seasons in half or end a season on a cliffhanger. But in this particular case, 2 massive shows are scheduled to also be released on Netflix: Stranger Things Season 5 and Wednesday Season 2. So June may have been decided to keep these 3 shows from directly competing with each other. Now, there have been a lot of fan theories floating around about Season 3, and while I can't confirm if any of these are 100% true, I wanted to mention the ones I found most interesting and also get your thoughts on the ones you think have the most potential. I'll start with some popular ideas for new games in Season 3. Thanks to Netflix releasing the first teaser for Season 3, we were introduced to a new doll. One of the most popular fan theories circulating social media is that this game is Jack and Jill. The idea is that 2 players paired together must bring a pail of water up and down the hill to fill something up. But the twist is that they'll only be able to move following the rules of the red light, green light, which will probably mean they're only given a specific amount of time to complete the task. Another fan theory comes from a game that was drawn on the wall during Season 2, a chessboard, or rather a human chessboard. The idea is that players will act as the pieces on the chessboard, and when you remove a player from the board, they will be eliminated from the game. Fans online have said that it could be X's on one side and O's on the other side, and it's been mentioned that Gi-hun and the front man would act as the 2 kings on the board, calling out the shots to lead their team to victory. Definitely making for a dramatic finale. Another theory I found interesting was found on the wall from Season 2 as well. It's the monkey bar game. Articles discussing this potential new game said that ideally 2 teams would play against each other, the X's and the O's. The concept would be similar to the the glass game from season 1 in the sense that each player has to make their way from one end of the room to the other, this time gripping the bars like the ones you might find on a playground. If a player ahead of them is unable to move, the player from behind can kick them until the person in front lets go of the bar, not to mention the additional concern of a player's grip loosening on the monkey bars. But if a player makes it all the way to the end, the fan theory says there could be a flag waiting for them, like capture the flag. While an interesting concept, I'm not sure how fair this will be for player 222 or 149, so something to potentially keep in mind. The next theory I saw repeatedly during my research was how the two dolls could actually be holding a giant group jump rope, and their arms spin faster and faster over time. Those who hit the rope are eliminated immediately. And the last popular fan theory I saw was the idea of hide and seek, since the director discussed wanting to use children games that are more internationally known. But what do you think? Do any of these games sound promising? Let me know in the comments. Continuing on the topic of fan theories, I want to discuss potential plot ideas that are floating around online. Now, this one is interesting to me. So interesting, in fact, that it almost feels like a movie thanks to all the moving parts. It goes something like this. After Gi-hun won the game, hypothetically, there could have been 2 more games, if not more. So following this logic means there are at least 2 winners. What if Gi-hun were able to find the documents in the frontman's office and learn the identity of the past 2 winners? If he found them, they could work together by pooling all their money, buying enough resources to have the manpower they need to take down the VIPs and organizers of Squid Game, not to mention being able to come together and tell their story to the police and even get the support of the government, if not military. However, this comes with a twist, because what if the reason the police haven't made more of an effort to step in is because the government is actually in on it and they're the original creators of the Squid Games? The fan theory continues, saying the government created this game as a way to clean up the country and get rid of people who are heavily in debt and, in their eyes, unproductive citizens. Another theory branching off of this one is, what if certain hospitals were in on it, placing people in the games as soldiers to harvest the organs of dying players? These theories reminded me a bit of the show Black Mirror. Now, another popular theory being discussed about season 3 is that the frontman isn't the only VIP participating in the game. Player 100 is suspected to be a VIP, and when you take into consideration his cruel behavior, age, and mindset, he could be a contender if this VIP theory is true. Personally, I was blown away by the numerous and well thought out fan theories, and it makes a lot of sense why this show is so popular when you take into consideration Squid Game season 1 was the most watched series on Netflix, receiving 6 Emmys and 1 Golden Globe. Not to mention season 2 breaking the record of most views for any show during its premiere week. And on top of that, season 2 set another record as the first show to be #1 in 92 countries. Insane. But I think a lot of that can be attributed to the amazing characters. Going into season 3, there are several characters you're going to want to keep an eye on, but some fan favorites are player 333 and 222. These numbers are believed to hold deep spiritual meanings. For example, 222 is meant to symbolize good fortune in several areas in your life, with a possible emphasis that true love is coming or a soulmate is already nearby. 333 is also said to represent good luck, growth, and one's actions becoming aligned with their desires. Another meaning for 333 is a positive connection to a romantic partner or someone you love, choosing to surrender and give yourself to love. Fan theories have said if we follow these meanings, then we might see player 333 potentially sacrifice himself at the end, choosing to save player 222 so she can win the money and raise their child. I know so many of us don't want to see either of them die, so hopefully the creator has some mercy on us. Also, people are saying that the players with the best chances of winning, not counting Gi-hun, are players 120 and 222, with players 124 and 125 following closely behind as strong contenders. Season 3 is definitely gonna be wild. This is Aaliyah with Beyond the Frame, Squid Game Season 3. Are we in? Are we out? What do we think? Let me know. There are so many directions they can go for Season 3, so as we do our best to wait patiently, I would love if you could leave some comments for me about how you're feeling going into the finale and any new theories or fun trivia facts you might have learned about the show. For those who don't know, I am a total nerd with a fascination for trivia. Thanks for watching, and remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.